2018, we got the RMC treatment of Twisted Cyclone from Georgia Cyclone. 2019, we saw the introduction of our very own swinging pendulum ride in Pandemonium in the newly introduced Screampunk district. 2020, we received two new additions despite the global pandemic in Catwoman Whip and Poison Ivy Toxic Spin. And most recently, 2021, we saw the resurgence and return of Mindbender as the Riddler Mindbender. But the question that has been circulating is, what, if any, ride would be coming in 2022? Well, if any ride were to come in 2022 to Six Flags Over Georgia, these are my thoughts. So with that being said, let me explain. To be honest, when thinking on this topic, the reality is for 2022 and what we'll speak on this list that 2022's new edition might just be a new store, a new ride, a new show, or even a new restaurant. So without further ado, let's discuss it. Okay, so right off the riff, I'm doing this different and I'm going to start out with the best option that Six Flags Over Georgia could bring to the park to keep up with the trend of adding something new over the course of the last 4 years to the park. Six Flags Fiesta Texas in March of 2021 opened up Daredevil Dive Flying Machines, a Zamperla Super Air Race, to their Crack Axle Canyon section of the park. Crack Axle Canyon is what the Screampunk district of Six Flags Over Georgia aspires to be when it grows up. With that being said, the best potential for a new addition, in my opinion, at Six Flags Over Georgia would indeed be a Zamperla Air Race to further and better add on to the Screampunk District section of the park. Where, you may ask, would they add this then? Well, the absolute best location to add this new flat ride would be in the location of the go-karts. The best course of action, again, would be to remove the go-karts and add a Zamperla Air Race. Look at this here and tell me if you can envision this. The layout of this area would be perfect. Remove the track, add in the steampunk theming, add a new sign right over it, and move the Pandemonium sign back closer to the ride, and finally, where the Pandemonium sign is now, add a sign that says Screampunk District. Yes, I know, they have that steampunk sundial sign, but an actual mega sign would be awesome too. And honestly, this would be the absolute best course of action. Alternate area in the nearby area would actually be in the location of the old Sky Bucket location. Not the one near the front of the park by Acrophobia, but the other location near the Screampunk District. The size of this would work very well also. The highly themed nice queue line would be located underneath the covering where you would formally load onto the Sky Buckets. The ride itself could be located behind Hometown Funnel Cakes to utilize unused space to maximize adding more rides at the park. The second thing that I feel like would be a great addition to the park that I feel that they could add for the 2022 season would be a Tourbillon by ABC Rides to the Gotham City section of the park, in particularly in the former Axis Arena. Six Flags Over Texas in 2018 added Harley Quinn Spinsanity, their very own Tourbillon, to the park, which marked it as the second only Tourbillon ever in North America. Adding a Tourbillon in the Gotham City section of the park would alleviate some of that capacity from Batman, Catwoman Whip, Mindbender, and honestly even Daredevil Dive, which is right near the Gotham City section of the park. Tourbillons pack 24 riders at a time, which would be a really great addition to eat up a lot of capacity, similar to how Pandemonium in the Screampunk district is a capacity blessing. Although they state the Gotham City section of the park is now complete, I personally think that if that is the case, then they are missing out on some great opportunities to really make Six Flags Over Georgia's Gotham City section of the park really stand out. Also, if you're saying that's enough spinning and flipping rides because there's Catwoman Whip, Joker Chaos Coaster, and Pandemonium, but to be real, Six Flags Over Texas has all of these same attractions plus the Tourbillon, and it's working for them. In 2020, Six Flags Over Georgia was set to receive the return of a show back in the Axis Arena for the first time since the Batman stunt show. In 2020, there was a planned dive show to be added, but after 1 week of the park opening in 2020, in this show, along with other new additions to the park and other parks, were either canceled, scrapped, or delayed. But now coming up on 2 years, I think it's no better time than now to bring a show of high caliber back to the Axis Arena at Six Flags Over Georgia. And I truly would honestly love to see that Batman themed dive show that they had planned for 2020 return for 2022 or even 2023. Let's now head to Bugs Bunny Boomtown section of the park, and definitely let's try to give this section of the park some love. Now, What would really spruce up this section of the park would be the addition of a coaster. Yes, this is the only coaster I have on this list that I feel could come to the park in 2022. But I personally feel that a highly themed SBF Visa coaster would be a really good addition to the former location of Bugs Bunny High Seas Adventure. I think this area of the park lacks a nicely themed coaster ever since they rethemed Wile E. Coyote Canyon Blaster to the Joker Funhouse coaster. The Bugs Bunny Boomtown section of the park would really benefit from a nice Taz themed, non-intense kiddie or family coaster. And if you want to hear more in-depth details on this idea and more coaster ideas such as this, then please feel free to check out this video out right here, clicking the iCard or the video link in the description down below. What is also doing a disservice to the Boomtown section of the park is the lack of a restaurant. Formerly, up until the 2020 season, there used to be a restaurant called Boomtown Snacks. Then before that, there was La Cantina. Adding a highly themed food eating establishment there would not only add more food offerings for guests to enjoy, but would also add more foot traffic into this section, which it highly needs. Now, why, you may ask, is this even being mentioned on this list? Because the reason being, if done right, this could be really awesome and fully immersive. 1. They could simply make it into a nicely themed ice cream location where one could get really decorative and fun huge ice cream treats such as like you could find at other theme parks. 2. This could be themed somewhat like Taco Everyday at Lego Movie World located at Legoland, Florida, where it is very well themed, fun, and engaging for kids, and tasty at that. 3. What would make a food place awesome in this section would be to just add a very fun menu similar to Woody's Lunchbox at Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This menu is super delicious and highly aimed and appeals to kids, but also the likes of adults as well could enjoy too. Adding delicious items such as tachos, 3-cheese grilled cheese sandwiches, sandwiches with French toast as the bread with graham cracker crust and s'mores in the inside, chicken nuggets, quality turkey sandwiches, and lastly, wonderful tasty tarts as desserts. Finally, the showstopper of theming to highly intrigued kids would be to add a sweet kids drink called Sparkle. What is Sparkle?
It's like coffee, but without the caffeine.
What's like coffee?
Sparkle. While coffee leaves you feeling jittery, Sparkle will leave you feeling rested and alert.
Sparkle is a decaffeinated carbonated energy drink. Sparkle in Looney Tunes causes its drinkers to be energized for a short period of time. Simply to say, in real life, a colorful soda, so to speak, would be nice here. Similar to the Mystic Portal Punch at Woody's Lunchbox, which is almost like a Gatorade mixed with Sprite. Finally, to wrap this up here, I'll just simply say that Egg Roll Boys should permanently stay at the park for good. On the opening day of the inaugural Bites and Brews Festival in 2021, I had a chance to try multiple food items of theirs, and I was highly impressed. And I know I mentioned this multiple times before, but I mean, they are really good. I'm just saying that. And it would spruce up the park and add some really good, delicious food offerings on top of everything that we have now. So I think it would be really good. So that's why I keep saying it. But enough rambling. I was highly impressed by their food, so much so that, again, I was quoted by saying that they should permanently stick around at the park.
Egg roll boys? Yes, A+. I'm sorry. Shredders is right behind it. You can get rid of that and put in Egg roll boys, for sure.
To my surprise, yet again, from August to the end of the 2021 season, Egg Roll Boys did indeed stick around with their food truck in different locations around the park. Needless to say, Six Flags Over Georgia sees what I see, that they deserve to stick around because they provide amazingly tasty and quality of food with great quantity as well. I definitely hope they do stick around for good, but we shall see for the 2022 season. And with that being said, that'll do it for my list of the 2022 new additions that could come to the park for the 2022 season. Yes, I know not many rides were listed here on the list, but that's more so because we're already in 2022. Nothing was really announced, and if something did come ride-wise, I could see it opening around Fright Fest, similar to how the Riddler Mindbender opened up during that time. So that would be the best case scenario, in my opinion. A lot of people asking what were my thoughts on this. That would be the best case scenario. Would be around the end of the season, around Fright Fest time, similar, like I mentioned, to when Mindbender opened up in the 2021 season. But again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below because I would love to hear from you. So definitely share your thoughts. On one, what do y'all think of my list? What new ride do you think realistically could come for the 2022 season? What ride would you like to see come for the 2022 season? And what are your thoughts on these other options coming for the 2022 season? I know they're not all rides, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And with that being said, until my next video and or adventure, take care, be well, and have a thrilling day. So if you enjoyed the video, you can support the channel via Patreon, where we have all new live streams and exclusive content and giveaways that are dedicated to the patrons on the exclusive Miguel the Annual Passholder Patreon page. And also, if you like looking nice, you can support the channel via our merchandise shop at annualpassholder.shop. You can find amazing t-shirts and hoodies, such as this one, that you guys can purchase for the low. And feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn it from red to gray, and like this video if you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much, and have a thrilling day.